taking roles,
Right.
of Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, huh?
You know what I mean?
The other day I was lurking the server to pass some time, came across this message, gave it a watch, and decided to make this video, because this needs to be talked about, for the benefit of the community. Brother, you wanted a BP creator to react to it? Hopefully I am good enough for you.
When I was in my second year of college, I had a bit of an identity crisis. It's too much to get into in this video, but I felt like I needed a big change to shake up my life. The change I landed on was shaving my head. And I'm talking shaving cream and razor blade bald, not just a buzz cut like what I'm doing here. But this seemingly big change taught me a valuable lesson. I figured I'd be the talk of the town and people would look at me in public and think, wow, that kid's bald as hell. In reality, no one cared.
The truth is, everybody cares. This is a notion that I see repeated over and over again, even in this community. Oh, nobody cares what you do, bro. This is such an oofy-doofy lie. No, everybody cares. And the reason why he didn't feel the effects of it and thinks that nobody cared is because people will not go up to your face and be honest about how they feel. People won't even know why they are feeling the way they do. Even us, people in this space, are not exempt from this. Guys, nobody likes to be a villain in their own story. If you asked, even people in this community would admit that, oh yeah, it is a shell of world we are living in. But if you ask them if they are shell of themselves, they will say no. Oh no, not me though. I am not like that. I am not shell of or superficial. It is the next guy. But when you go ask the next, he is also pointing to the next. Nobody likes to be the villain in their own stories. But this doesn't mean people don't care about it. Because even though they won't be judging you on a conscious level, they will be doing it subconsciously. Our behavior, much of our behavior, are shaped not by conscious thoughts, but the unconscious mind. Or you have just show your face, dude. I just wanna put a face to the name. Guys, if I showed you my picture, all of a sudden you would realize that you don't like my videos anymore. You see my face, even the biggest fans would immediately be like, does anyone else feel like Rehab kinda fell off? Guys, trust and believe you are better off not knowing what I look like. This is for your own enjoyment. You see my face and you're gonna think I am not as entertaining anymore. I mean, my accent is big enough failure on its own. Guys, we are not exempt from the human nature. I am not saying that you would do it on purpose. That is not what I am saying, but that is how you would feel. I am very well aware that if I did that, showed my face, the majority of the comments would be gaslighting me. Just like people did to Mitten Squad. Remember what happened to Mitten Squad? He showed his face and even people in his own comments were being disingenuous. I mean, I am going off topic here a little bit, but the point is this. Everybody cares. They just don't say it to your face. Solving those problems, yeah, nobody cares. But when it comes to passing judgment, noticing those issues and judging you for it on a subconscious level, trust and believe everybody cares. They are not too busy with their business then. People love seeing other people that are less fortunate than themselves. They just do it in their unconscious mind. They employ introjection and justification after they had already made up their minds. Bro thinks nobody cares what you do, but humans are social animals. We compare ourselves to others all the time. And oftentimes, that is what shapes the expectations we have of ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. But since this process is mostly unconscious, you will feel like people don't care. But in reality, everybody does. Guys, you gotta understand, our unconscious mind plays a much bigger role in determining our behavior than our conscious mind. Nobody is the bad guy in their own story. You see women do it all the time. They say, oh, I just like how funny he is. He just happens to be 6'4". Women say that it is the kindness they find most attractive in men. Like, you be the judge whether it is the truth.
You need to be removed from the gene pool because you're too fucking stupid to be alive.
Yeah?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
no hair, sweetie. Oh, baby.
Touch me. Fucking touch me.
No.
Fucking touch me. Fucking touch me. Touch me. Fucking touch me. Touch me. Come on.
This community still doesn't understand that it is the unconscious mind that matters, not the words uttered by the conscious mind. And the second reason why he thinks nobody cares is because he isn't even a true baldy. He hasn't faced the consequences. Like, this dude in this clip didn't even live like a true bald male to reach that conclusion. Just having a haircut isn't enough. Isn't enough experience to give you the credentials to talk like you know what it feels like to go bald. You ain't got the credentials, brother. You shaved your hair, but just within a day or two, it will grow enough to show people that you still have somewhat healthy hair. Like, what do you expect to happen in just 2 days? People know that it is just a conscious decision of a dude with a natural hair. It is just a buzz cut. Like, he didn't face the consequences of going bald, being bald. If he had to live with a Norwood 5 for the next few years, then he would see if people really care or not.
Amongst my friends, sure, there was a couple of minutes of them saying things like, I could never do that, or you're crazy. But within 10 minutes, it was back to normal conversation as if nothing had happened. There's a phenomenon in psychology called the spotlight effect, where everyone has inner thoughts that are telling them that everyone else is paying attention to them and noticing everything they do.
Which they do. Yes, this is correct. Everyone pays attention to how other people look and also what they do, and keep comparing themselves to that benchmark. It often shapes what they end up liking in others and start imitating it themselves. That is how trends and fashion work in the first place. But like I said, they do this on an unconscious level.
This little change shattered that illusion for me. I realized that although I knew I had hair for 23 years before shaving it off, from the perspective of the grocery store teller, I've always been bald and I may as well always be bald going forward.
People will know that you have natural hair, bro. It beats the purpose. His situation is not being bald, but simply having a buzz cut. He will not get treated like someone with a legitimate Norwood 5, Norwood 6. And not to mention, like, what do you even expect the grocery store worker, grocery store cashier to do? Do you expect some cashier to refuse you service to conclude that hair matters? What is this oofy doofy take, bro? You really expect some random strangers to insult you verbally when they are passing you by just cause you shaved your hair. And this video has gotten millions of views. Cause this is what people wanna hear. Oh, nobody cares, I have Norwood 5 at age 21, right? Right? They don't wanna hear the truth.
Because they had no knowledge of what I used to look like, they couldn't make the judgments that I assumed they would. This realization got even deeper when I started to think about how I see people. I've never once seen a bald person and thought, damn, they'd look better with hair.
You did think that, exactly. Exactly that you thought. Just in your unconscious mind. That is the only difference, but you still did. Why were you so anxious about shaving your hair in the first place? Why did you think that everybody was gonna judge you for it?
Or I wonder if they've ever had hair. It's important to remember that everyone is way too busy with their very personal and numerous problems in their own lives.
Yes, people are busy with their lives primarily, but even the problems they have or focus on are based on this benchmark. Benchmark that is created by the unconscious mind, comparing the self to others.
To really care about what you're doing in yours. And if you can deeply internalize that, you can truly be free from the constant stress of worrying about how others perceive you.
It goes both ways though. If you deeply internalize that, you can also do more damage than good. You could be just deluding yourself into thinking that people do not care. If you let it fool you into thinking that people don't care, then you are not that guy, you will end up in a worse situation. Of course, I am not saying go be a paranoid, self-conscious mess, but if you believe in this oofy-doofy take and don't take much needed looks-maxing actions, it will do you more harm than good. This is why so many people in the community are like, oh, Rehab, it kinda creeped up on me. Bro is like maybe Norwood 5, 6 and says, oh, I don't know, it kinda creeped up on me. As if it happened overnight. Why? Because they haven't taken action until that unconscious mind of others is finally manifested through their actions as well. You buy into that nobody cares oofy-doofy lie and see where it takes you. And the sad thing is, guys, I know why this brother asked this. Asking some BP creator to make a video about this because I know what he looks like and his dating problems. Obviously, I am not gonna show his pictures or share any private information, but like, he is balding. Brutally. Like Norwood 5, at least. And he's only 23 too. Like, his case is really brutal, man. Otherwise, he's okay looking, no major weaknesses other than hair. So I understand why he liked that video. Because in his mind, he's like, wait, people don't care, right? Brother, I am sorry, but everybody cares. You are actually a great example of this. You think it is an accident that you ended up in my server. I am just keeping it real, man. Bro, do your own experiences with women and people in general tell you that nobody cares. Do your own experiences tell you that. And the sad thing is, this guy could be above average if he had a good hairline. He has high-tier normie facial features otherwise. So you might say, oh, it is just hair, bro, why does it matter? But there is the difference between this guy talking to a cute chick and him talking to me in some obscure chat room. That is the difference it makes at the end, cause everybody cares. My personal suggestion to this brother would be try to save his hair. But even shaving it off completely will be a better course of action than his current situation. Brother, you are only 23. This is really not a good look when you are in your early 20s. It is not a good look even if you are in your 30s, but when you are 23, like, what do you even expect? And you really don't want to wait till you are 30 plus to fix this. I mean, if you wait a little bit more, you might not have enough grafts to have that hair transplant surgery, so you want to be quick with this. Get your DHT levels checked and look into finasteride. Use topical minoxidil, not oral but topical minoxidil. Research this stuff, bro, cause balding during your early 20s is really tough. I mean, I'm gonna be honest here, it is going to take a lot of work to save that hairline at this point. Not only you would have to hop on finasteride like yesterday, but you would also need at least 5 or 6,000 grafts. If not like 7, 8. From what I remember from those pictures, you would need at least 5 or 6,000. So it is a call you gotta make, man. But my suggestion to you is make a decision as soon as possible. Don't wait further. You either shave it off or save it. Even shaving and growing beard and trying to play it off like a young hammerhand will be better than your current hair. That is the truth, man. You look like a 48-year-old accountant, not a 23-year-old zoomer. Shave it off then. Still not as good as having full hair, but at least you will come off as some coping 30-year-old with premature balding. Better than a 48-year-old accountant. Cause let's be real, even if you had that hair at 35, 40, it would be considered premature balding. But at least then you could play it off like 30-year-old hammerhand. You know, bald, but big beard, masculine gym maxer. Now you can only play it off like a 48-year-old accountant who has 2 children and can't be bothered to shave it off for his 400-pound wife, who he has been married to for 20 plus years. Brutal stuff, bro. I mean, shaving is still not the ideal at your age, cause let's be real. When you are 23, you wanna go for 20-year-old girls, yeah? You don't target 32-year-old single mothers. So my personal suggestion would be trying to save it. Because you are only 23, bro. You still have time. But I get it, man. If you don't wanna, use finasteride, I get it. For some people, it is too much work and risky. Not everybody wanna hop on finasteride, because it might have some side effect on some people. It is a decision you gotta make. But you can't stay as a 48-year-old accountant. I just kept it real with this guy. Now he's mad at me. Oh, how come I am a 3 and that Starbucks oofy doofy is a 4? How come you rated him a 4 but me a 3? Brother, he's 10 years older than you, a decade older than you, and yet looks younger than you. If you showed both of you's pictures to random people on the street, they would assume it is you who is 32 years old. That is how, bro. And not to mention, guys, I didn't even rate him a 3. I said 4 to 5 range, despite his hair. But also told him that there are some women that will consider him a 3. Which is the truth, man. The truth. Especially a lot of girls his age. Between 18 to 23. To many girls in that age group, you will be seen as a 3. That is just me being real, man. Do you really want me to be fake and disingenuous to bother you up? You literally have the rest of the internet for that. To tell you, oh brother, you look fine, don't worry about it, nobody cares. Why do you come here then, if you want fakeness and disingenuous comments? You have the rest of YouTube. I mean, I don't understand some of yous. I really don't, man. But to the brother who requested this video, maybe this wasn't what you wanted to hear, but definitely is what you needed to hear. Don't be a free agent in life.